Welcome back to Investing and Trading Live, sponsored by Online Trading Academy. I am your host, Josh Lilquist, and boy, we've had a lot of different topics on the show here today. We've talked about how to keep things simple in trading and investing, how people are conditioned to trade and invest, and then different investment plans or proper investment plans, whether it's for your working years or retirement years. And that could be income strategies and wealth strategies during both of those times. And we had a lot of people texting in for this free investing class. Congratulations to those of you that have got set up for this class. It's a 2-hour class at our local academy. It's a hands-on physical place to go and a community of like-minded people, traders and investors, to help you get started in the markets. You can text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats. That's text investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for this class. When you text in, you're going to receive a text that'll give you an option with a couple dates. Pick that date, and then you're also going to get a call from one of our associates to make sure we have the right date and time for you and make sure we got the right schedule so we make that work on your time. So, Al, in that last segment, we talked about 401k plans, how that works, what's happening. Obviously, they're down big on the year. Mm-hmm. We talked about how to spend a little bit of time to have the opportunity to protect those. And that's one of the things I really want to make sure our listeners know is don't be okay with losing 20 to 30%. Basically, think of that as spending. Why don't you spend a little bit of time and learn these strategies to protect what you have, but also to grow those during those retirement years? And you had mentioned an alternative to having somebody, quote unquote, manage your funds. We'll call it holding your funds because that's all they're really doing. They're selling you funds and just keeping you in the market so they can collect fees. That's how the model works, right? So you mentioned self-directing an IRA, or I should say self-managing.
Let's call it self-managed.
Self-managed an IRA. Mm-hmm. And you want to talk about how to kind of start that and create that because we can, anybody can go open an account.
Right.
And there's a way to do that, and it's just a proper way. And that's what you help a lot of people do here at Online Trading Academy is have the opportunities that work best for them. So how do you create a self-managed IRA, and what are some of the techniques and strategies that you can apply in those to have better opportunities?
Well, like you said, it's easy to set one of those up. Almost every brokerage firm will let you set up a self-managed IRA where you don't pay any fees. So right away, you're eliminating one of the biggest drawdowns to what you could have in retirement. And then what we do is we help you decide how to structure those self-managed accounts. What are you going to put in there? What kind of assets are you going to have? In your 401ks and your 403bs, you have very limited choices. And again, as I mentioned before, most of those choices are very mediocre in their ability to provide returns. So in your self-managed IRA, you can use futures, you can use Forex, you can use options, you can trade stock, you could trade mutual funds if you want to, but after talking to us, I don't think you will want to. But you have those choices. You right now in your 401k or 403b, you only benefit if the market goes up. In your self-managed account, you have the potential to benefit if the market goes up, if it goes down, or if it goes sideways. You can have protection on your assets. The potential there for you to have a glorious retirement is much greater. Right now, if you have if you're relying on Social Security, you can't control that. If you have a pension, that may be in trouble because most of them are underwater, but most people don't have pensions anymore. So the only thing you really can control is whatever kind of retirement savings you have. Limited control in your 401k, limited choices. An IRA opens that up and really provides some fantastic opportunities for you. I mentioned that Vanguard study before where they said more people were saving. Even with that, the median account size is $35,345. I also mentioned that they thought maybe $3 million would be necessary. That's a far cry from $3 million. Even the people that are 65 and older, their median balance is $87,725. How long is that going to last in retirement? Maybe a few years.
Let me ask you this, Al, because I think what if somebody listening right now is between 55 and 65? Mm-hmm. Is it too late?
Absolutely not. It's never too late. I don't care how old you are. It's never too late to learn how to benefit from what the market is providing. There are all sorts of opportunities out there. If you're not participating, if you're not benefiting financially, it's not because the opportunities aren't there. It's because you don't know how to take advantage of those opportunities. We know that for Wall Street, their business model is to have you put together a portfolio and then hold on to it for years. There was an article that came out in Barron's that talked about what the greatest risk in retirement is longevity risk. People don't know how to determine how long they're going to live, but volatility is one of the things that concerns people. Volatility is going to make a challenge to the amount of money you have in your savings. But according to this article, they said yes. While volatility can test your savings, it also means that because you live longer, market volatility isn't as much of a threat as they might fear, because a 20-year investment horizon in retirement generally allows for time to ride out the market's short-term declines. In other words, let's say, hey, I lost 50% this year, but it's no big deal. I'll make it back in the next 20 years. I'll only be 90, but then I'll really start to live. I mean, that you don't look at going into retirement with that longevity that maybe a 20-year-old did. So we know you're going to have corrections during your lifetime. We know you're going to go through bear markets. So you have to know how to protect your assets. And since we're going to have those corrections in bear markets and there are ways of benefiting during them, why would you not want to learn that? To consistently grow your assets, it's important to have the proper opportunities in all three directions. With your 401k, it's only one. So the sooner you get that IRA, that self-managed IRA set up, the sooner you can start to benefit from all of the things that we've been talking about.
Yeah, and I've been meeting with a lot of people, and I know you have as well, that have great jobs, do really well financially as far as their income stream, but it's just not enough to save. So people are doing well, and if that median average, that median income or retirement savings is $35,000, you can't live off of that. Right. So when you quit your job, retire, you have nothing to live off. So great people coming into these classes that do well, but they just don't save enough. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about in these investing classes how to have that opportunity, and it's never too late. Text the word investing right now to the number 210-210 for 2 seats for this class. Text investing to the number 210-210. Al, we've been talking a lot about this investing class. I want you to explain, because you teach a lot of these. What can somebody learn in this free class?
Well, I think that our primary goal is for you to come out of this class with the realization that the markets are either the right thing for you to participate in, or maybe they aren't. And probably for some people, they shouldn't try to do this on their own. But if the potential is there for you and you don't take advantage of it, you're letting some great opportunities pass you by. People might say, well, look, I only got that $36,000 in a retirement account. I can't make any money off of that. You know what? With the assets we're talking about, the leveraged assets, at least one of them you can benefit off of something you don't even own. The opportunity is there to have higher returns with less risk if you know what you're doing. So that's the key, is to not give up, to have a positive attitude. If that's the case, if you can come into this with a positive attitude, we're going to give you the tools and the resources and the knowledge to be able to use that. And if you're going to go into retirement or if you're in retirement, either way, you have to have an income component. If you're still working and you're paying your bills, you need maybe some more income. When you're in retirement, the income from your job's gone. So now you need to have income from a different source, and that can be from these markets.
Yeah, I like, I do a little stuff on the old social media, and there's on Instagram, there's a place I follow, and it's more on inspirational things and quotes and stuff like that, because I really like quotes. And here's a really good one I was just looking at, and it's life is short, so take risks. I'm going to ad-lib a little bit here, but keep them small. You enter the world with nothing, and you leave the world with nothing. You have literally nothing to lose. That's why it's important to do different things. Be inspired to try different things. Don't let somebody else talk you out of something just because it's not what they're doing, or they don't want you to because maybe they don't want you to be more successful than them. Do things and then be happy that you did them. Be inspired. Come into one of these investing classes, and you'll see these opportunities that are out there. The old acronym, I guess it's a word, it's the word POUR. You know what that really means? It's passing over opportunities regularly. we have this opportunity for people that want to get into these in these markets, hopefully have the opportunity to live those years, that lifestyle that you're looking for. Some people it's monetary, some people it's a lifestyle. See what those opportunities are and see if it's right for you. Text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 seats for an investing class to get started. Text the word investing to the number 210. Al, let's hear today's OTA tip of the week.
Well, you know what we find, Josh, is too many people just follow other people. They don't want to, step ahead and make choices and be the leader. If you follow the herd, that's what you're doing. You're going to get what the herd gets. In the first half of 2022, the herd lost trillions of dollars. In 2000 and between 2007 and 2009, the herd lost trillions of dollars. Those that chose a different path, though, and had the courage to do what it takes to outperform the herd did very well during those years. Often success means not following the herd. Successful people do what it takes to be successful, which often means doing something different, something you haven't done before.
I like that. I mean, you just kind of made me think of a movie that I think everybody has watched as they were growing up, or maybe even still watch it once in a while, and it's The Wizard of Oz.
Mm-hmm.
And do you remember that lion?
Sure.
The lion didn't have that courage, but eventually he did, didn't he?
He did.
He got that courage, and he was inspired to do things differently. And you know what? Have the courage to do things differently. Text the word investing to the number 210 for 2 free tickets for an investing class to get started. As always, same time, same place next week. Until then, retire young, my friends.